This is a $1 trillion mistake for China because they had 60% of Bitcoin mining. It was worth 12 billion a year plus all the Bitcoin, and it was doubling every year, and it was going to $100 trillion. And they could have had trillions and trillions of dollars. And instead, they held a gun to the head of their holders 15 years ago. If you owned half of Google, and Google was worth $50 billion, and I said, you have to sell all your stock in Google, how much would you have lost? It's a forced liquidation of the dominant digital property network on Earth. They forced themselves out of the business. So that's why it's a geopolitical mistake. It's a tragedy for the people in China that own Bitcoin. I feel awful for them. Like it's just a tragedy. But for the Bitcoin miners in North America, it's a windfall. Their revenues are going to double. Their costs are the same. Their margins have quadrupled or quintupled. It's like in any business. If I went to Pepsi and I said, guess what? I'm going to outlaw Coca-Cola and obliterate all their factories worldwide. What do you think? Sounds like it's a good thing for Pepsi. That's kind of what happened here, right? North Americans were a bit behind. The big FUD in the market was, oh yeah, Bitcoin is dirty. Well, 75% of the power in China was coal. So China was the dirtiest miner of Bitcoin. The next FUD is China might take it over. That's not happening. The next FUD was they dominate mining. That's not happening. The next FUD was it's a secret to undermine the dollar by the Chinese. That's obviously not the case. So now that you're through the China FUD and you're through all the Bitcoin is China coin type ridiculous narrative. Now the next question is, well, is Bitcoin good for the world? Well, it's good for the rest of the world. You're going to see the US dollar float to 5 billion people's mobile devices, and Bitcoin is going to be the underlying protocol to synchronize all 5 billion devices. And if you don't synchronize on Bitcoin as a settlement network, you'll synchronize on Lightning as a transaction network, or you'll synchronize on another layer 2, a proprietary layer 2 controlled by Binance or Coinbase or Square or PayPal or Apple or Google or Facebook, that then in turn settles on the underlying Bitcoin settlement network. And so the architecture of the world is becoming clear.